Good evening. Hello, Sneak Cat. Hello, any other folks who are watching anonymously. Welcome back. We are playing Hiveswap today. Hiveswap Friendsim Volume 12 with Galekh and Tirona. Indeed. And, ooh, buddy, we got some good ones. I think I say that just about every fucking time, but they're all so good. They're all so good, and I get so excited. Yes, today I got, all pumped up for this, by watching Rev Scarecrow's, Galekh playthrough today. He, is starting to get caught up again, and he put up his video for Galekh today, and it was fucking great, and it just got me all excited about these routes again, because I haven't played Volume 12 since it came out. We are so close to being fully caught up, with current Friendsim releases, which I'm really happy about. I can't wait till we get to that point where we're 100% caught up. Hey, my phone is being shithole, because it's not loading the Twitch app, and I need that to load so I can look at chat. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do for now. There's apparently an update waiting for the Twitch app. I am going to start that running on my phone. Hopefully, I will not have to continually check other things in order to... Oh, what the fuck is it doing? Oh, it's instantly installing things, and it shouldn't be doing that. Where's Twitch? Twitch. There it is. Okay. Update. Hopefully that will... Hello? My phone is a piece of shit. It is so fucking slow. I am tapped the fucking update button so many times. Oh, now it's going. Download pending. Great. Oh, it better not tell me I don't have enough room on my phone, because it does that too. Anyway, speaking of wonderful technical difficulties, the game, again, is no longer working in full screen mode. Twitch is not picking up on it. So again today it needs to be with full display capture. I hate having to do that. Although I have an idea. So I'm gonna open the game, and then I'll turn on I'm gonna do a small experiment with OBS. Ta-da! Okay, wait a second. No, that's true. Oh, fuck, I need the fucking thing open in order to do what I'm trying to do. Okay. The options that I thought would be there are not there. So, with that little glitch out of the way, and hopefully I won't have to interrupt stream too much to check chat, because I have chat on the right hand side of the Twitch thing. When I open up OBS, then I can see it on the side. So I can check chat that way, because it's still telling me download pending, and I don't know why it's not working. Technical difficulties. So many technical difficulties. Technical difficulties even with my body today, because I'm feeling like I shouldn't push my voice too hard at the moment, so I won't be doing special character voices. You know, I'll read them in a fun way, but I won't be doing any drastic altering of my own voice, because I've just got the feeling right now that that would be a bad idea. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have some water. Ooh, fuck, that's right. Galekh or Tirona? Galekh or Tirona? Which one are we going to do first? Requests in the chat. this fucking thing still says download pending. I eat a lot. Okay, Tirona first it is. Without further ado, then... God, I say that too much. I say that too much. It's just, there's so many little repetitive quirks that I notice when I'm editing that I didn't notice when I did not have to re-listen to streams, and I'm just like, whoa. Yep. Hey, Twitch app is actually updating now. Handy dandy. So hopefully I'll be able to get chat up on my phone ASAP. In the meantime, on with the show. God, you have a headache. Is it dehydration? Only if you're thirsty for companionship. Are you hurt? Only your heart, and it aches for more pals. Is it withdrawal? Only from your addiction to new buddies. Really, there's only one cure for what ails you. Friendship. You wonder whose sweet medicine you'll be imbibing this time. Alright. So, Tirona. Whew. What a doozy. Okay. Here we go. Surprise! So, here you are. In jail. You always knew you would end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. Still need to go through and compile all of the lore. The reader lore. MSPA reader lore. Those are the words I'm looking for. Whew. Yeah, sorry, my brain is shot. I had an exam today. I had my first midterm exam, and then I have, or like 1/3 of the way through exam, not really midterm, but I had my first exam today, and then I have an exam tomorrow too. So, and I just, today has been a tiring day. Tomorrow I gotta do that exam, and then I have to write a whole essay outline that's due on Friday. So there's a lot happening in this little head of mine. And I'm tired. But it's cool. It's chill. We're gonna play the game. Huh. Words. Anyway. So here you are, in jail. You always knew you would end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. It all happened so fast. You were waltzing down another Alternian street in search of friends when you heard the telltale sound of machinery behind you, and before you could escape, some giant metal drone with a rocket ass scooped you up and flew away with you. You were honestly surprised that the drone didn't execute you on sight. They've tried to do that before, after all. Perhaps your numerous shenanigans have grown so vast and ridiculous, someone wants to see you in person before you die, if only to have the chance to ask you, what the fuck? In any case, you aren't complaining. Not about being brought in alive, at least. You have plenty of other things to complain about, though. This cell sucks. It's hard and cold and full of this gross-looking moss that could probably kill you since everything else on this planet sure can. There's a couple of patchwork holes in the back wall of your cell, which aren't enough to wriggle your way out through, but are enough to let in light from the outside. You've been in here since a few hours before dawn, and now it's midday, which means scorching rays of sunlight are streaming their way into your cell and forcing you to dart around to the shadiest spots as the sun makes its way across the sky. And if that weren't enough, it's also hammering rain outside, which really isn't doing much to stimmy the sunlight. And you think the rain might be acidic, too? Fun! Intermingled with the rain, you've been hearing some sounds coming from other rooms. Interrogation, maybe? Torture? Whatever it is, you are not a fan. And would somebody please fix the leak in the roof? If you have to listen to one more drop of water exploding onto the floor like a nuclear fucking bomb, your shit is going to take an extended sabbatical from the handle. To conclude, it's not that great. you'd like out. Right now, preferably. Now? Oh, god damn it. You were hoping that someone would conveniently appear in time with your internal monologue, but no such luck. Okay, woo, there she is. She is a nice little ditty. I believe, memory serves correctly, this is yet another original by James Roach. Your new savior is small. Probably the smallest troll you've met so far, with the possible exception of Amicia, and she looks about as young as Amicia as well. She's got wild pigtails spreading from her head and a twitchy look in her eye, like she's going to start sprinting the second she hears a sound. She opens your cell door with a creak and gestures down the hallway with a quick jerk of her head. Come on, with me now, quickly. Head down, keep quiet, no asking questions. Okay. Let me check. Hello? Hello? There we go. Is that a fucking gremlin? Basically, that's generally been the immediate reaction of everyone upon seeing her, that she's just a little fucking gremlin. So, once again, outlining rules, which I forgot to go over at the beginning, and I need to remember to do that every time. Spoilers, aka explicit statements of events that have not happened yet. Spoilers in the chat will be soft blocked, and when it comes to picking the routes for the first one, we'll get the short end scooped out of the way, and then for the second bigger choice, oh, why the fuck is my phone turning off? Sorry, God. For the second bigger choice, then I will conspire with chat. If I ever get it to work on my fucking phone, which, how many fucking times has my phone turned off in the middle of stream? Like, there must be something with the Twitch app that's really weird, because it has only ever done that to me during these streams. I mean, it's done it a few other random times, but that was like months and months and months ago. As of recent times, the only time it's ever fucked around like this on me was with the Twitch app open trying to do streaming stuff. And now it's restarting. So, okay. That'll be back. In the meantime, let me just, nothing new in chat. We're gonna keep on moving. So she said don't ask questions. Obviously, you should ask questions. Wait. You have so many questions. Which of your many lovely friends was willing to help you escape? Who is she? What's her deal? How did she know? She shushes you, and her eyes narrow into an appraising squint as she looks you over. Not too bright, huh? Figures. Listen, I don't have time to explain, and I'm not putting my neck out any further, so here's what we're going to do, okay? You're gonna run. Not too far out, because you don't want to wind up in undead territory. Stick to the city, find a nice hiding place, and keep your head down. See ya! Just a side note, the mentioning of not wanting to get into undead territory, that is one of the things about Alternian culture, Alternian landscape, that we haven't had a lot of detail on. It's only mentioned very briefly in Homestuck, because we're not on Alternia for very long in Homestuck. But it's one of those things that's just kind of like, we have some information on it, but it's not really elaborate, like, what are the undead? Where did they come from? Yeah, just kind of a any of the who, what, when, where, why kind of stuff is a bit up in the air. We don't have a lot of information on this. She rather forcefully stuffs what appears to be a military-grade umbrella into your hands and shoves you out a back door into the rain and the sunlight. When you turn to protest, the lock on the door clicks shut and you're stuck outside. What was that she said about undead? Game over. Bye-bye. Okay, try that again, shall we? Okay. Back where we left off. Let me just double check chat. Indeed. And the questions only keep building as we keep on moving. Because we aren't allowed to ask them. We have to follow her. You follow her down the hallway, keeping quiet as instructed, even though you have so many questions you want to ask her. Questions like what her name is, or where you are, or why they haven't fixed the fucking leak in the roof. Instead, you just hurry closely behind as she takes you to a stairwell in the back of the building and up multiple flights of stairs. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see. Oh my god, reading. Okay. Gonna hit the reset button on that whole bit. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see what seems to be an evidence locker, and then a row of tightly packed cubicles, and then a long, winding hallway. This is where she opens the door and ushers you through. The hallway is full of electronically locked doors with troll signs on them, the overwhelming majority of which are teal. The only other presence here seems to be automated cleaning robots. You are unsurprised to see that troll Roombas come with their knives pre-attached. Yes. Oh, I love that line. Yes. She punches a series of numbers and letters into a keypad beside one of the doors, bearing her sign and a name, and then slips inside, and you follow. Woo! Here we are, my hive away from Hive. You can be a little louder now, but no shouting. That'd just be weird as hell, buddy. Oh, my name's Tirona, by the way. You politely refrain from shouting as you introduce yourself to her. Tirona pulls up a chair and sits down in her husk top, tapping some keys. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and access your files in our system. Shouldn't be too hard to find since you're a weird alien, and yep, here we go, that's what we're looking for. Time to make a few edits. She leans in, fingers flying over the keys. She's absurdly fast on a keyboard, her eyes darting back and forth across the screen. Stabby, indeed. Oh my god, I need some water. It feels like I just swallowed a hair. Ugh. My phone is, Android is starting. Optimizing app 1 of 1. So, whenever the fuck that finishes. But until then, I will still have to intermittently check chat through the OBS program. Which would not be so much of an annoying issue if I was not using full display capture, which again, I sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties. I've been trying to figure this out. I can't quite get it to snap. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Water has been had. Now, normally I wouldn't pull anything this risky, and I certainly wouldn't be helping out a criminal, but I have it on a good source that you're not the kind of person who we should be letting rot in a cell, or worse. Right now, you're in our system on a lot of weird and serious offenses. But you and I, we know these things. But you and I, we know the only thing you're really guilty of is trying to keep your head and shoulders attached, yeah? Just gonna click here and delete a few things, and there we go. You're clean. Wow, just like that, huh? You thank her profusely and even begin to consider groveling at her feet, but she cuts you off. Listen, I'm just doing the grunt work for you. Wasn't really my decision to spring you. Let's just say you and I have a mutual friend, wink wink nudge nudge. That's true, the mutual friend... I don't think we ever really find out who specifically the mutual friend is. There's a couple different mentions of, ooh, my friend in this that definitely is going to warrant a big discussion after we finish all of these routes. It's, or just when we get to the more details. But, it's interesting. Yay, now it says starting apps instead of optimizing. So hopefully it'll be up soon. Yay, my phone is up. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna get the Twitch app. Oh, for the love of fuck, where'd it go? It's... Why is it not on my fucking phone? Come on, come on. Sorry, folks. I had it open before, but it wasn't... Why the... It took Twitch off of my phone! Oh, jeez. I guess because this stupid piece of shit fucking turned off when it was trying to install an update. Oh my god. Anyway. While that's going, I'll keep reading. Right, okay, I think this is the same friend that is referred to later. So yeah, there's a little more exposition on this friend a little later down the line, and that's when I'll get into the deeper kind of stuff about theories as to who the friend is. I run errands for him sometimes in exchange for information, and just happened to be pulling an all-dayer over here anyway, so I was in the right place at the right time. This mutual friend of yours sounds like a dead ringer for Malik. Wow! Knowing a cerulean in high places is already paying some great dividends. That is highly believed to be a complete red herring. Again, this is... it's kind of a trend in Homestuck and continuing through Hiveswap now of the unreliable narrator and not necessarily being able to take everything that the narrator says at face value as fact, right? Like how we experienced with Calliope and her exposition on class-spec things, right? Like, some of the things that she said were dead ringers, but other things, like the fact that, she said that certain classes are, like, gender-locked. That is not true, right? So, and of course there's been other things that MSPA reader has said throughout the friend sims that we as the readers know are not true because of our knowledge from Homestuck, but MSPA reader is not providing the proper information because it doesn't know everything, right? So this is a red herring, and it's... I mean, that doesn't really sound like Malik anyway. It's very interesting that they have MSP reader making that assumption, because I don't really think that sounds like Malik. It beats our data, at least. All you got from her were some really weird DMs on Chitter from her stream followers. Anyway, speaking of being in the right place, what is this place anyway? This place is... well, it's a lot of things. Jail and courthouse and office and a whole lot more. Basically, if you're a teal looking to learn how to do teal things, this is where you go for a hands-on internship. I love how it's not an internship, it's an internmentship. Because it's forced. Haha, fascism. Ugh. Most of it is law related, of course, but there's a couple of semi-related fields for the go-getters looking to do something a little different. Like me. Yep, I bet you're just dying to know what I get up to in these hallowed halls, don't you? Surely a brilliant mind like Miss Cassandra is doing some real important work here at... Surely a brilliant mind like Miss Cassundi's doing some real important work here is what I bet you're thinking, and you are absolutely correct, my friend. Feast your gander bulbs on this. Oh, that fucking three-face. That's like... Ah. Hello, Israeli guy, welcome. Oh, you are not going to... You're not... Oh. Okay, I'll see you around then. Let me just very, very quickly, I'm gonna... This is the exact face that she's making. It's that one. It is that very face, okay? Compare. Compare the two. Alright. Am I getting chat on my phone now? Is it loading? Yes! Finally, I got fucking chat on my phone half an hour later. A few clicks of the wriggly bulbous mouse and her husk top loads up several images. You glance at the screen and the recognition center of your brain goes haywire with dopamine. Alien culture or not, you know memes when you see them. God, you missed memes. Check it out, check it out. They're a little corny, but I know Triz is gonna love them. She's a real sucker for this kind of thing. One of them is an image macro featuring Trizza doing her makeup, with the caption, "Trizza's so hot, rebels are so not." Another seems to feature troll brains, at least you hope those are brains, of varying sizes and hemocolors. Being a rebel is the small maroon brain, sympathizing with rebels is the medium-sized olive brain, and worshipping Trizza is the giant purple brain. Oh yes, Sneak Cat. Oh yes. These ones will be going up on the web soon, but for now I've got plenty of other memes circulating. See, I made a bunch of fake Chitter accounts and got some techie troll to automate them for me. He was hyped out the excitement of to do work on Triz's behalf, I tell you. Cooprum. Yeah, it is a weekday. These midweek streams are odd timing for a lot of folks. Is she doing the okay hand thing? I kind of. A little bit. But yeah, she, So this is Cooprum. Definitely Cooprum, who she got to code these Chitter accounts for her. Some of these accounts just pretended to be regular trolls, and others are best jokes nightly big funny relatable laugh humor, you know? They're racking up the followers as we speak. The point of them is to put these Trizza memes out there. That's how you get them. You start with a couple of innocuous jokes and cute Purbeast pics, and then BAM! Suddenly you're spreading the good word of the Empire, and everyone accepts it because your Chitter account is so funny and hip. Oh god, that's so fucking insidious. Oh, because that's how real ass fucking like white supremacist bullshit spreads on and social media and things like that. Oh god. It's fucking awful. I call it meme agenda. It's gonna be the next big thing, I tell you. Oh god, the fucking writers knew exactly what they're doing, because this is what has been fucking happening, you know? Insidious, you know, groups are using internet meme culture to spread their message and like recruit more people into their toxic belief system. And it's awful because it works. Like, it grabs people, and it's so, oh god. So that's what she does. That's her job. Isn't that nice? It does seem like a pretty clever way of spreading propaganda. Really effective on today's modern youth. It also deeply unnerves you, but you leave that part out. There's just something wrong about memes being used for evil. Thank you. Glad someone appreciates all the hard work I'm doing here instead of just brushing me off. I've had to do a lot of overtime putting out propaganda for the Empire lately. Just between you and me. Although it ain't exactly much of a secret anymore. There's talk of a rebellion brewing, like a real actual big-scale one, instead of just a bunch of highbloods getting paranoid because a Burgundy looked at them funny. It's pretty scary, actually, and I hope I won't get swept up in all of it if something nasty breaks out. Which, I'm pretty fucking excited that it looks like the direction that they're taking for Hiveswap is showing us a fucking rebellion. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Act 2. I really hope, here's what I've been hoping this whole time. After the Friend Sims are over, that's when we'll get an announcement on the status of Act 2. That's my hope. That's my dream. Yeah, that's the vibe you've been getting. You're about to ask for more info about this rebellion when she cuts you off and keeps rambling on. Seems like she's got a lot to say. You get the impression that nobody else here listens to her, possibly because she's still so young compared to most of them, but saving you from a jail cell is a good way to get you to pay attention. But here's the thing, despite being a whole lot of potential trouble, it's also a great opportunity to show the Empire just how invaluable my skill set will be for them. See, I've got it all planned out. First, I need to prove to Trizza how useful and clever I am, and how helpful I can be for her regime. Then, when Trizza comes of age, she'll dethrone the current Empress and take her place. Most trolls just love Trizza, and those who don't are gonna get themselves culled real quick, so I'm sure she'll have plenty of support when the time comes for their duel. Once she's in full power, I snag myself a position as her propaganda minister, and if I'm really lucky, I can wheedle my way into being assistant to his honorable tyranny himself. Whew. Big dreams there. His honorable tyranny? You don't think you've heard of this guy before. You assume he's a particularly high-ranking troll in the legislative process? Oh, no, he's just a fuck-off huge monster who passes judgment on criminals by eating them. Or eating anyone who bugs him, really. That's a pretty good... Yep, just a fuck-off huge monster. He presides over particularly noteworthy trials, especially at the Extreme Court. In retrospect, you shoulda known. If monsters can be parents, they can surely be judges, too. But... what exactly is the appeal here? Who wouldn't want to be big and handsome and strong enough to devour anyone who annoys you? It's the perfect life, I tell ya. There. As it stands, since I can't be him, I can at least be his best buddy and most perfect little helper. And besides, doing all the behind-the-scenes work is a lot safer than trying to actually hunt down or prosecute criminals, I'll tell you that much. I mean, yeah, he might eat me, but that's just a normal workplace safety hazard, really. Nothing I can't handle. Yeah, just, your run-of-the-mill job, risks. Being eaten alive. She really does have it all planned out, doesn't she? You're impressed. Thank you. But I can't do it all alone. I'm gonna need some help along the way from a very talented and clever associate or two. I bet you know who I'm talking about. Her Lucis? Her... classmates? No, dummy. Sheesh, here I am trying to butter you up and it flies right over your think pan. I'm talking about you. I need your help. And I think after bailing you out of that jam, I've earned it, wouldn't you say? The old I rake my claws down your back, you rake yours down mine, ideally, Troll idioms are still as inscrutable as ever, but you do know a thing or two about claws, and about helping people to earn their good graces. What's she need? Oh, here it fucking comes. You ever heard the old adage? Teals talk. And, well, a lot of teals have been talking about the strange alien going around getting all buddy-buddy with the cast. I didn't read that in properly, but I'm just gonna keep moving. The way I see it, someone like that just might know how to get me into their offices and dig up some dirt on them and their potential rebel connections. I keep saying they should start shelling out for Ganderscan tech, but nobody ever listens to me. No way, no how. A regular old password system ought to be enough, right? Ha! They wish. Yeah, they really wish those locks were as secure as they think they are. You can figure out the codes, no problem, I'm sure. What do you say, pal? How about you help me out? How about you help me help the Empire and root out that rebel scum? Oh my god. I literally... Okay, I'll save this comment for a few screens when we get to the actual choice. Oof. You're not particularly keen on betraying your friends, but you do owe Tirona a favor now, and you'd love to make another pal while you're at it. There's gotta be some way you can maneuver your way out of this mess. You'll tell her. Sure, you tell her, sure, you'll offer her some help. If you're gonna hit up someone's office, it should be... I literally had to quit the game here. I was playing this route and I got to this part and I was like, oh my god. I cannot handle making decisions like this. It's so stressful. So, that being said, chat, it's your turn to decide who we're gonna pick first. There is a particular order that I know is the most ideal narratively. So, if you would rather I go through the most ideal narrative order, then I can do that. But I will say that it's the order that most people generally pick, I've found, when trying to get through this route. Because obviously everybody wants to pick the one that's the least liable to actually have any dirt to dig up first. Right, because nobody wants to be throwing anyone under the bus. But, Sneakcat, you are the only person in chat today. It seems. I think Israeli guy is probably already left at this point. But it's up to you. If you want me to just order through a regular order, I'll do it. Or you can tell me who you personally would like to pick first. Those are your two options. Except technically one of them has a subset of 3 other options. Anyway, pop your decision into chat. You said you don't want to either, but I think that was before I said that I would be okay with just picking. So please confirm deny. Just go, oh, there it is. Just go through regular order. Will do. Alright, I'm gonna have some water. Just be in pain. I know, it's so... Oh my god. This route, at this point, it's so fucking stressful. God, it's such a good fucking route. When you finish it all, it's like, oh my god, that was holy shit. But, yeah, at this point, especially not knowing what's coming is so fucking stressful. I literally had to quit the game and come back to it later. Okay, I'm gonna have some water, and then we'll keep going. Okay. So, of course, we really don't want to be getting anyone in trouble here, and the least likely to have anything to actually dig up is Tegiri. After mulling it over for a while, you decide Tegiri is the safest choice. Sure, he's the guy with the sword, but he's also by far the least likely to harbor rebel sympathies, so you won't be getting anyone in trouble here. Yeah, Tegiri. Now that's an interesting choice, I tell you what. He's always sucking up to the purples and trying to make himself look all cool and knowledgeable about law stuff. So you think he'd be clean, but maybe it's just all a... So you think he'd be clean, but just maybe Maybe, just maybe. Okay, got it. You get to heal with Ida's Troll Sona. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Galekh is golden. Anyway, let's... Okay. So you think he'd be clean, but maybe, just maybe, it's all a front. I'm working on a video about rebel sympathizers right now, actually, and that's one of the big bold points I go over, how sometimes the guy trying too hard to look like he's on the level is actually as far off the level as it gets. So yeah, let's see what this guy's hiding, why don't we? Moseying over to his door, you consider the keypad. This shouldn't be a hard password to guess. It's gotta be the name of one of his favorite animes, right? You punch one in, and nope, a buzzer sounds. You try another, nada. But to your delight, the door clicks and begins to slide open after the third anime title. You glance over your shoulder to see Tirona beaming at you from right behind you, and then turn back to the door and... Yikes! A katana comes swinging up towards you on a wire, and you narrowly dive out of the way before it connects, crashing to the floor in the process. You groan and stagger back to your feet and hear a familiar voice sounding from a speaker in Tegiri's room. Foolish evildoer, did you really think it would be that simple? You've fallen for my trap. Your 3 pitiful guesses were all it took to seal your doom. Not that it's going to do you any good while you bleed out on the floor. Sayonara, trespasser. The message seems to cut off there, but then there's some muffled sounds, like a microphone being moved. Oh god. What do you think, Tadashi? It's going to look so cool when I show it off to my colleagues. You breathe a sigh of relief. That katana was aimed right. That katana was aiming right at your head. You almost got skewered. Talk about a close one, right, Tirona? Tirona? Game over. She's fucking dead. Alright, next one. So that's Tegiri. Guess that wasn't the right end. I guess the next one we should pick is Tagora, right? Because can't throw Tyzias under the bus. That would be a fucking nightmare. Alright. Tagora. She's fucking dead. That was a nice quick ending. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Wow, that was a really weird cadence. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. He's real smart and a good talker, and he's always got the latest gossip, so you'd think he'd be my kind of guy. But he's also just such a sleaze, like a real creepy creepster. Not to mention, he charges out the snuff tube for all his info. No thanks, I'll handle it myself. Ooh, but imagine the scandals if he turned out to be a rebel all along. I really hope he finds something on him here. So this is Tagora's nice, clean-cut office. After some leet hacking, that is, punching his wriggling day into the keypad, the door to his office clicks open. The two of you slip inside and you glance around. You are immediately reminded of his hive. Almost eerily reminded of it, in fact. Did he just order copies of all the same minimalist aesthetic furniture and have them sent to his office? That's... well, you don't know exactly what that is, but it's certainly impressive. You know, I'm not sure if that vase is regulation. Take a picture of it just in case, will you? Sure thing. And if you happen to accidentally delete the picture later, well... actually, you have accidentally deleted a bunch of pictures before. Figuring out your troll phone has been an ordeal. You line up your camera to take the shot and... oh, fuck! As you were about to press the button, your phone receives an incoming call from someone, and you end up hitting the answer call button instead. Now you're going to be trapped in a social encounter that you weren't mentally prepared for. No, it is just Tagora. That's no problem at all. He's gregarious and easy to talk to, and you're standing in his office. Fuck! Again! Tirona in the back is just like, oh shit, bye. Throwing out your most practiced, everything is perfectly fine expression, you try to angle the camera so he can't tell where you are. My apologies for bothering you on such short notice. I recently learned through the grapevine that you may have been responsible for certain changes in Ziggy C's attitude as of late, which is Galekh. I thought it might be prudent to let you know that... Wait. Is that... my office? Did you break into my office? No, God no. It's not his office, it's just... an office that looks coincidentally happens to look exactly like his. His face has been frozen mid-smile, and now it slowly seems to twist until the smile doesn't look nearly as friendly or genuine as it did a moment ago. He starts to laugh, little raspy chuckles under his breath. I see. More the fool was I to ever believe I could trust a fellow liar. Is this Galekh's work? No, it can't be. He doesn't do that kind of subterfuge. It was all just a game to you. Yes, that must be it. Of course it was. You're not here to make friends. What? No! That's exactly what you're here to do! The bills I so graciously forwent for your sake. Huh. Well, no matter. You can expect a very hefty invoice to arrive via email as soon as I finish typing it up. No, please no. It doesn't have to end this way. You were just trying to secure another friendship. He knows how it goes, right? Saying or doing anything for a bit of social gain. Oh, but of course. And I would be very happy to continue our business relationship in the future. Once I've been reimbursed in full for my time and expenditures. Farewell. He ends the call and his face disappears. The friendly little "whew" sound that gripe makes cannot possibly underscore the finality and tragedy of this situation. Your heart truly is broken. But hey, at least you can trade one friend for another, right? Now that she's seen what you're willing to sacrifice for her, surely Tirona will... Tirona? Ah, shit. At some point while you were distracted, she made a break for it. Now you're left with naught but a hefty fine and an ache in your chest where friendship used to be. Game over, and there is a big, expensive bill. Okay. So that is ending number 2. Uh-oh, we only got one more option left. Tyzias. It's got to be Tyzias. She runs a tight, if sleep-deprived ship. You'll give it a good try, fail to find anything useful, and Tirona will appreciate your attempt. Tyzias, huh? Yeah, she's got that vibe to her, you know? She talks a lot about improving the justice system, and what kind of person does that, huh? A rebel sympathizer, that's who. The Alternian justice system has worked just fine for hundreds of sweeps. The only person who ought to be proposing changes is Triza herself, but obviously there's nothing to change, or she'd have done it already. Anyway, this is Tizzy's door right over here, so why don't you start working your magic? An idea comes to you. You start tapping away at your phone, much to Tirona's chagrin. Hey buddy, we're trying to break into someone's office. This is no time to play Flappy Talon Screecher. Fucking Flappy Bird. Jeez. Y'all remember... What was that? 2013, I think? 2012? No. 2011. 2011, I think it was. 2011, 2012 was Flappy Bird. That's when that was a thing. You explain that you're looking up Tyzias on your phone to consolidate information and improve your chance of guessing her password. Whoopsie. Sorry, I'm just a little antsy here, I guess. Carry on. Turning to the keypad, you start inputting your guess. confused. You start inputting your guesses. You try the birthday listed on Tyzias' Chitter profile. Nope. Entering even the name of her mate Sprit doesn't work. Oh, you remember Flappy Bird? Mm-hmm. I didn't have a smartphone at that time. Or an iPod, actually. I was never one of those cool kids who had an iPod Touch. I had an MP3 player. And then I didn't get, even, after iPods became defunct and it was just straight up iPhones, I didn't get a smartphone until August 2015, before I started university. Then, something clicks. Everyone expects a long, complicated password, right? You try just 2 paltry digits instead. 6, 9. The numbers, which, turned sideways, create the sufferer's symbol. Click! The light goes green and the door to her office slides open. Bingo! Okay, side note. There is a fucking little Casey in a glass, bubble on her desk. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, no? It's very cute, though, and I fucking love it. I love that tiny little detail so much. And now I really want a little thingy like that to put on my desk. Or on, a shelf or something, because there's no fucking room on my desk. It's covered in crap. Feeling pretty chipper about your breaking and entering skills, you usher Tirona inside with an exaggerated bow. She cackles and skips right in, making her way over to a husk top and sitting on Tyzias' crowded desk. Tyzias' crowded desk. Tirona is not sitting on the desk. The husk top is. There's papers and old mugs lying around everywhere, and the rest of the room is about as disorganized as the desk, with towering stacks of books threatening to collapse if you so much as breathe wrong. The Empire already monitors online communications, of course, but we've got tools for those sneaky sneaks who try to hide things off the cloud. Tirona produces a small device, bright red with gold accents, and plugs it into what appears to be a USB slot on the husk top. It wriggles upsettingly. I'll go through her files, and you start looking through all those books and folders, okay? You offer a thumbs up and turn your attention to the absolutely massive pile of literature that is strewn through the office. You're not really giving your full effort, hesitant to pry into Tyzias' stuff, but you get the sense that she isn't hiding anything here anyway. Behind you, Tirona is clicking through folders on the husk top, the exasperation in her voice steadily growing. Useless school feeding assignments, copies of court transcripts, a bunch of nudes. It's all just normal Teal stuff. There's nothing incriminating on here at all. Where is she hiding it? A bunch of nudes, just very casually oh yeah, there's nudes over here. And then refers to it as just casual, regular Teal stuff to just have fucking nudes on their work laptop. There's no elaboration on that point. There is no elaboration on that point. Tirona pulls away from the husk top and dives into the stack of books with the gusto of a small child in a ball pit, rifling through pages as quickly as she can. It isn't long before she gives up that pursuit, too, emerging from the pile in a shower of loose pages. Ugh, I can't find any evidence of wrongdoings anywhere. No hidden folders on her husk top, no secret stash between the pages of a book, nothing! She stomps back and forth, pacing around the room and scratching at her face absent-mindedly. Maybe there just isn't anything to find. Is that so bad? Yeah! If she's not bad, it's super bad! Ugh, look, see, I'm not big and I'm not strong, and even if I get a growth spurt when I'm older, it won't change that I don't like to fight. That's just not what I'm cut out to do. I'm a thinker and a listener and a talker. Knowledge is power, and it's the only kind of power I'm good with. It's the only kind that'll keep me in the game. Everyone's gotta play nice and get off my case because they know I've always got the dirt. But all those shifty, crafty teal jerks keep trying to hide all their secrets from me. I'm gonna be hooped if I can't get one over them. Tyzias yanks at her pigtails and slumps down against the wall, looking as frazzled as ever you've seen her. This calls for a pep talk. You sit down across from her and offer a gentle smile. You know where she's coming from. When you came here, you were a mess. You still kind of are. All you had was your guts, your mind, and your goofy charisma. You've been blundering your way across the planet, but somehow in between all that blundering, you made friends. You gained skills. You figured out how to keep surviving, even when it seemed impossible. And if you can do it, she can too. Sure, she may not be as big and strong as she'd like. She won't always win. Sometimes there's going to be days like today where she doesn't succeed. But she's got this spark in her. You can see it. That tells you she'll be just fine as long as she keeps her head up and tries to hang in there. Tirona perks right up. Your motivational speech game is really on the ball lately. Yeah, you're right. This might have been a bust, but I sure ain't. I've already got all kinds of connections and pals and skills. I mean, the guy I run those errands for, he says I'm one of the smartest and cleverest teals he's ever met, and that I'm really mature for my age, and... Okay, so there's two bombshells here. First of all, surprise, it's Tyzias. Second of all, let me just scroll back for a quick sec. All of the things that are being said here by Tirona about the person who, you know, her friend who she runs errands for, who gets her information, that's all minor content warning, and I won't stay on this for long, but those are all like textbook grooming things. Like pedophiles grooming kids to be comfortable in those relationships and think they're normal. Think that they're normal. That's the kind of shit that they say to get close to them. Which is horrific and creepy, and the reason why the number one suspicion that I've seen being thrown around as to who her friend is Doc Scratch. Because we know from Hiveswap Act 1 that he is involved. He shows up as the hint system when you're playing as Joey, only when you're playing as Joey. So we know that he's involved. We also know he's involved in this kind of situation because it's Alternia, right? It's the beta universe. So he's up there on the green moon. You know, getting his grimy little fingers in Alternia's business, trying to shape the future of the planet for the beta trolls to successfully beat the game, right? And Doc Scratch, Andrew has himself, like, said in, I believe it was a Form Spring, question and answer session, that he did directly take inspiration from, like, he based Doc Scratch off of, like, pedophile behaviors, which is why he only preyed on and talked to the young girls of Homestuck, right? Vriska, Rose, Jade, Kanaya. Did he talk to any other of the trolls? Who am I missing? But yeah, like that's the suspicion, right? That's the biggest suspicion. And so then on one hand there's the big yikes, and on the other hand it also raises the question of why exactly is Doc Scratch bailing out MSPA Reader in this situation? Because that would be a plausible theory as to why MSPA Reader was not just fucking called immediately. It was that Doc Scratch is somewhere behind the scenes arranging things to promote their survival and continued living. But why would he do that? You know? Because, I mean, Tirona says earlier, yeah, you and I, we got a friend in common, wink, nudge, in reference to the person who told her to bail them out. But, you know, MS Purity is like, oh, it's Malek. It's, no. This is not, this in no way seems like a Malek thing. I feel like they pulled Malek's name out specifically to make it more apparent that it was a red herring, because this is not a Malek thing at all. But yeah, that is the most prominent theory at the moment, that the person who was behind the scenes pulling these strings and manipulating Tirona is Doc Scratch. Which makes me very angry and protective of Tirona. Even though Tirona is simultaneously trying to become an agent of the fascist state. That's not good. That's not good, but yeah, no. I mean, it's a whole other discussion to talk about just how fucked up it is that, like, these are all, like, kids, you know? I mean, we don't know the exact age when they get sent off planet, so we don't know, or do we? Is it 7? I don't know. I was reading a discussion about this earlier that did not make mention of, knowing an exact date for, the ordeals. But, so some of the older trolls, we don't know precisely, like, how old they are in terms of comparison to, like, human age, because it's like 2.17 human years per troll sweep, right? And we don't know exactly how many, like, sweeps old or whatever some of the older trolls in the Friendsim are. But, kids, very young, very, very young adults, like, that's still, it's really fucked up that they're, you know, they're being manipulated into believing that this is the way it should be. I just want to protect them all from the fascist hellscape that they live in. Anyway. Surprise! Here's Tyzias! You never find out what else he says, because you're interrupted by the sci-fi whoosh of the office door opening as Tyzias steps through. There's a long, awkward pause before she raises an eyebrow at Tirona. Now, just what in the hell are you two doing in my office? Tirona begins a stammering response, but Tyzias jerks her head toward the door. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out right now. She turns to you. Not you. You. We need to have a chat. Tirona flashes you a terrified look before scurrying out of the room, door sliding shut behind her. Tyzias glances at the door, then pulls you toward the most secluded corner of the room, where books are piled so high they practically reach the ceiling. She speaks in a low, hushed whisper. A good idea, because you'd bet a troll buck or two that Tirona's listening outside the door. Hey, so that was some good thinking, texting me as soon as you got your palm husk back. Yeah, that is what I thought was going to happen when MSP Reader pulled out the phone, and then it didn't say that. It was just like, oh, just doing some research, and I was like, oh, you fucking idiot, God, I'm so stressed out. But they did it. Smart cookie thinking. You shrug humbly. You're getting good at leveraging your bountiful stockade of friends. I wonder what she thinks I'm going to do to you. There's a lot of rumors about me. Most of them untrue. But when you look as tired as I do every day, Troll's whisper. She chuckles lightly and takes a sip of water before sighing. I can't believe she thought I'd ever be dumb enough to keep incriminating documents in my office. She must be getting real desperate to prove herself. This is exactly my point about how fucked up it is here. Everyone trying to climb over each other out of the muck and pull the rest down like shell scuttlers in a seafood storage device. Like crabs in a bucket. Poor girl. She thinks she's got everyone in the palm of her hand, but she is being played as much as any of the rest of us schmucks. Another sigh. You feel like sighing may as well be Tyzias' second quirk. But you've already heard enough from me about all that. Go pretend I chewed you the fuck out or something. I need to reorganize all this shit now that she ruined my old system. Her office looks far better organized than it did when you walked in, actually, but you're not about to split hairs over it when Tyzias just bailed you out of a potential disaster. You thank her, give her a quick hug, and then slip out of the office. Tirona nearly falls over herself, stumbling away from the door where she was clearly trying to listen in. Whoa! You're here and still alive and in one piece! R.I.P. the old system. True. That must have been a real close one. You know what she does to people who cross her, right? Well, I'll give you a hint, pal. It starts with disembowelment and only gets worse from there, uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Jeez. How'd you make it out? Oh, you know. Talking your way out of a jam? It's a total breeze. Tirona seems starry-eyed and impressed. You sure do know how to handle your stuff. You sure do know how to handle yourself, especially for a weird alien. I think you and I ought to stick together. Technically, you don't owe me anything anymore, but us little people work best in numbers, yeah? You could use a friend like me. You smile, basking in the now familiar glow of camaraderie. Yeah, you could use a friend like her. And you think she could use a friend like you, too. You did good. And that is the end of Tirona's route. And that's all we got for Tirona. So, yeah, it's so stressful picking those choices in the beginning. But that ending was so good. It was so good. It was so great. And, you know, it just, you know, Tyzias comes in and it's just like, that's what I mean about how fucked up it is. Like, she's fighting for her life, but she's really just getting played like the rest of us. And it's just like, God damn. Really gives you a soft spot for her, right? Because even with all this stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm doing all this fascist propaganda stuff, and I'm gonna be the best, and blah, 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 blah. She's, you know, like, she's one of the youngest trolls in the troll call. She has no clue what she's doing. Maybe is reaching an age where she could start to think critically about this stuff, but isn't quite there yet. Yeah. So that's Tirona. That's Tirona. And, it's time now to... Why is the music volume down? God damn it. Anyway. Time now to take a little break. I'll put the Hiveswap soundtrack on shuffle again. Be back in 5. And then, yes, we will recover with Ida's Trollsona. Alright, here we go. Hey there. Okay, scratch my earbud against the side of my water bottle. Alright. And let me just do ta-da! Galekh Zigisi. It is time. Alright. Back we are, Galekh Zigisi, here we go. It's a chilly night. Not in a bad way, though. It's the kind of crisp air that invigorates you. You think you might just fuck around and make a friend. You're busy breathing in a big old lungful of the stuff when you hear someone call out behind you. "Excuse me, alien, I would like a word." It's phrased like a request but delivered like a command. You don't recognize the voice, so you do some mental calculations as you turn. Whoever it is seems like they know who you are, which could be good or really, really bad. You could make it to Zebra's Hive in a few blocks if you had to make a run for it. That's not exactly the place you'd like to take sanctuary, though, so you figure the risk of talking to this mystery troll is worth it. By the time you've rotated around to face him, you've got a big friendly grin on. It's a bit of work to keep it there when you see who it is. Tall, sharp suit, well filled out, curly hair, cute little Christmas tree looking horns, and an expression that screams, would pay someone else to bisect you if you call anything about him cute. It's a good thing you didn't choose to run, because last time you saw this guy, he was sprinting away from your sparkly self at top speeds. You'd have no chance. Ida. So, this is in reference to Tagora's good end. Galekh is the blue blood who approaches you when you're outside with Tagora in both routes. But of course this is in reference to the good end of that route. Where he sees you and thinks that you are a rainbow drinker. He strides towards you now with considerably less fear, but about as much purpose. Playing it friendly, you hold out your hand for him to shake. He takes it immediately, like it's an instinct. Yes, I am Galekh Zigisi, you are an alien, nice to meet you officially, etc., etc. It is imperative that we speak. As it is a matter of some importance, I hope you will take my request seriously and follow me to my hive, where we can talk more openly. I live right around the corner. It's in your best interest to comply. This is not a threat, it's a genuine expression of the critical nature of my request. If it were a threat, you would know. So his quirk is footnotes. So he speaks in fucking paragraphs. He's very wordy and he leaves fucking citations and footnotes through his text, and you can click on them. I had to replay this whole route because I didn't realize you could click on the citations. But boy, did they give him a lot more personality. Wow, okay then. We got a wordy motherfucker over here, huh? A short and sweet, hey, let's hang out. Would have worked on your friend thirsty self, but that's fine. You don't have anything else to be doing, so why not follow this pushy high blood back to his house? Wonderful, this way. He stays true to his word and doesn't say anything else as he leads you towards his hive, but you watch the way he clenches his teeth and flicks his eyes back at you as he walks. He's about to explode holding it all in. You walk a little slower just to bask in the need emanating off of him. Still dizzy with the feeling of having your presence wanted so badly, you trip a bit heading up a flight of stairs. And there are lots of them. Jesus, he could have warned you at least. Heyo, warned about stairs, bro. This is what the reference. You look up as you pull yourself to your feet. The stairs lead up to an old stone building covered with ivy that creeps around some pointy-topped windows and up to the tops of turrets. It looks like the kind of place a crusty old professor might walk out of, followed by a flock of khaki-clad rich boys. The door opens with a creak. You do not hear anyone debating the difference between a movie and a film in there, but you do hear bleeding? That sounds reasonable. It's what he deserves. Once inside, Galekh beckons you through the foyer and into another room, this time unlatching what looks like a very tall metal baby gate to let you both in. He checks the latch twice after he shuts it, then gestures to a pair of studded, high-backed chairs on either side of a fire. Please take a seat. I will make us some coffee. You will not have had any like this before, as the taste is drastically different from the slop you get from a public coffee shop. It is possible your palate is not experienced enough to tell the difference, but I can walk you through the simpler points. You do take that seat, and you look around while he fucks with an antique espresso machine. He has a desk covered in papers, open books, and a typewriter. Along the walls there are bookshelves leading up to the vaulted ceiling. Everything has an air of purposeful messiness to it, like he pulled some of his cooler titles to leave laying around for you to see. How flattering. You mentioned that this must be one of those personal jerk-off book hives Tyzias was talking about. Excuse me? Oh, never mind. You clear your throat and ask him what he wanted to talk about. He hands you a cup and sits down in the other chair. Fucking paragraph. Of course, I just wanted to clear up a misunderstanding between us. Specifically, you misunderstanding me. You may be under the false impression that I am uninformed re the attributes of rainbow drinkers. You may even think that you successfully fooled me into thinking you were one yourself when we first met. I just had not previously encountered one in real life, nor had I ever seen an alien, for that matter. I have spent considerable time in the interim researching you, of course, which is why I was able to track you down so easily. And furthermore, when I saw you before, you were in the company of one Tagora Gorjek. Rainbow fucker extraordinaire. He wishes. I was making the most reasonable assumption possible, given the information I had available. It makes complete sense if you think about it. So he's just like, here, come to my house because I need to make sure you don't think I'm stupid. Basically, this whole fucking thing. Also, side note, throwing, to use the hip kid term, throwing some major shade at one Tagora Gorjek in the process. He looks at you expectantly. Oh, you guess it's your turn to say something. Is that, all? Man, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You thought whatever he wanted was going to be a way bigger deal. You want to get this straight, you say. He dragged you all the way here under a thick veil of secrecy just so he could tell you he knows what he's talking about? That he was actually right and not wrong, smart and not dumb, specifically about rainbow drinkers? Yes. Technically, not only specifically about that topic, but that is the pertinent piece of information in this conversational context. Is this confusing you? I cannot have people thinking incorrect things about me. Cool, no, you were just checking. You tap your fingers on the leather arm of the chair. Is that all he wanted from you? I love how I don't give a shit. I know, it's a fucking fantastic response. You know, it rivals the perfection of hey yourself, asshole, at the beginning of Malik's route. Oh, yes, I suppose. As long as we are in agreement and you do not intend to spread any misinformation. You promise. That is great news. There is a long pause. He looks disappointed somehow. You're not sure if this is what he was expecting, but it sure as hell is what is transpiring. I will show you out. Aw, man. Yeah, so that's the end. MS Puberty Girls, are you fucking serious right now? And he's like, yes. Okay, now leave. Okay. Oh man, I don't give a shit, my dude. You laugh, and then realize he's 100% serious. He really cares that much about what you think of him. It reminds you a bit of you a few months ago. Or you know, a few days ago. Still, you know what that's like. You try to tread the line between humoring him and easing him out of having to care that fucking much. You tell him you like him even if he was a complete rube, a total rainbow-drinking lore idiot if his incompetence knew no bounds. I get it. Oh, heck. If the barely contained panic in his eyes is any indication, he isn't at all placated by that. You cut off that line of friend finagling and try something you hope is a little more his speed. It must be cool to have a primary source sitting right in his own jerk-off book hive, though, right? He exhales, gathering himself a little. I am not sure why you keep calling it that. Wait, whoops. Stop immediately. But I do admit I am interested in the chance to learn more about you. His fingers twitch. You hope he doesn't mean in the, like, creepy dissection kind of way. You are free to leave, right? You glance anxiously at the locked baby gate. What? Of course you can leave. Just because I am a highblood does not mean I am a fucking sadist. You should know by now that that predilection is not bound to anyone caste. I have more important things to be doing. Usually. Yikes, I didn't have to call her for that one. My interest in you is purely academic and friendly. I know you are amenable to that kind of thing. Furthermore, that gate is not for you. Don't worry about it. If all goes well this evening, we will not have to make use of it. You do definitely worry about it, but not in a present, actionable way. Just in the sort of under-the-surface self-preservation way you're worried about, you know, everything that's tried to end your run here on Alternia so far. Plus, he offered you friendship. You'll reach your heart into that monkey trap any day. Hell yeah, then. You throw your arms out, toss your head, and tell him you're all ready to be studied and subsequently friended. Galekh doesn't pounce right on that, though. Mostly, he looks uncomfortable, which doesn't stop him from talking. I do have considerable interest in understanding the pathos of the alien. What I really want to know is what makes you so magnetic. All observable criteria points point to you not being much to look at, but there seems to be something about you that draws people in. I apologize if you're offended. This isn't even on the top 10 list of insults you've heard since landing, so you brush it off just fine. Plus, you've had it on good authority that your legs are nice. You flex those bad girls in order to give yourself a little self-esteem boost. I was wondering if you had emissarial status, but the more I learn about you, the more difficult it becomes to make any sense of your plans. Accounts of your activities contradict each other at almost every turn. You are either the most suave and well-connected plenipotentiary I have ever heard of, or you are running around with no clue what you're doing, and somehow it works out for you anyway. I am strongly leaning towards the latter, especially after this meeting. For example, what the fuck are you doing with your legs right now? Is that supposed to be impressive to me? So much of Galekh's personality is in the subtext, and I adore it. I liked him so much more than I thought he would. He's fucking great. You mean, it's worked before. In Clown Church, they were very impressed. A low, frustrated clicking rumbles in his throat. He puts his coffee aside and crosses his legs. There's a lot of, like... It's hard to tell what is writer headcanons and what they have, and what might be, like, things they have asked been asked specifically to canonize, or, like, you know, RE troll things, like in Polypus Root, they say that the horns are made of chitin, and in this root, they're saying that Galekh's making a clicking noise. Troll horns being made of something like chitin, and trolls, you know, making these, like, clicking noises, Those are both, you know, they're very popular headcanons, but neither of them have been confirmed by a canonical piece of writing before. He puts this coffee aside and crosses his legs. This is the sort of thing I am talking about. I know all about your antics, leg-based and otherwise. I just cannot work out what the draw is. Again, no offense is intended, and if you feel that way, that is on you. I am just trying to understand. Why do people like this? He seems pretty fixated on this. You wonder if perhaps he has some hidden reason for wanting to know why other trolls might be into your freaky little self. Some sort of personal interest in another troll's friendship decisions and inclinations and interests. Just, you know, maybe. You wait for him to blush, but he doesn't. He starts talking very quickly, though. First of all, I do not know what you mean by that. I do not base my self-worth on anything so external. Are you sure? Because you literally called MSP over here just to make sure that they didn't think you were dumb. And for no other reason. Hypothetically, if I did happen to be invested in what someone else thought of me, I would not tell you about it. You would probably just tell him anyway. By him, I mean any hypothetical mutual acquaintance. Sure, hypothetical mutual acquaintance, even though specifically mentioned him and had previously thrown barbs at Tagora Gorjek. Okay. Furthermore, just because I am not a freak does not mean I do not have desirable traits. You think he'd probably keep going forever now that he started letting it all out, but there's a sound behind you that shuts him the fuck up. You both turn to see his Lucis, a big scruffy goat gently headbutting the baby gate. It looks extremely friendable. Okay. Sneak cat, stay on topic or feed the beast. Choose wisely. I am going to have some water while you think. I knew it. Feed the beast it is then. Okay, I'm gonna have a little more water first. Feed the beast. As much fun as it is to get monologued at, you opt for a change in pace and ask Galekh if this goat is a good boy. If you call breaking into my book hive and eating important chapters from my manuscript good, then yes. It's the pre-novel phase, if you were wondering. It's more of an experimental word rumpus. He's the best. To be fair, raising and providing for me also makes his presence in my life a net positive. He sighs when he says it, a mixture of frustrated and fond. You pull an apple-adjacent fruit from your hoodie pouch. You never know when you might have to spend the day hiding in an alley, so pocket snacks that don't make you puke are extremely useful. You offer it to the Lucis, and he uses his teeth and tongue to pull it to him through a hole in the gate. Nice. You don't have to have a crisis about whether or not you should let him in the room, because once he swallows his snack, he trots back down the hallway. You mosey over toward Galekh, plop down in the chair, and let him know you're ready to get this fact exchange party started. You wonder to yourself what kind of information that actually exists about aliens, you mean humans, on Alternia. The fact that you have started thinking of yourself as the alien is mostly fine, you figure. It's what the trolls vibe with, which is what you're all about in the end. But it could be cool, maybe, to hear about the history of humankind from their perspective. You've been curious, and if anyone would know, it'd be this fucking nerd. So you ask. There is absolutely nothing. I have read all kinds of reports on other alien races, of course. I can pull those out for you if you would like. If what you're after are the bloody accounts of the destruction of an entire species, or painstakingly detailed logbooks of resources taken from various planetary systems by our forces, the economics involved would probably go over your nug bone. Nug bone? Instead of, like, noggin? Ugh. Weird troll language. As for your species, I can confidently say there is no recorded history of your kind on Alternia. If it existed, I would know about it. Oh. Wow. So you're the first of your kind to visit? Huh? You flex again and brag that maybe that's the secret to why everyone is so hot for your friendship, but even Galekh can tell you're not really feeling it. If you say so. Are you some kind of high-blood equivalent back home? Is that why you are so friendable here? Supposedly friendable. I still have yet to feel the impulse. What is your planet system of government, and where do you fit into it? What are your main off-world exports? What were some defining moments in your species' development? Have you formed any bonds here that you would say fit your planet's equivalent of the quadrant system? If so, with whom? That last one was a little gossipy there, Galekh. You're not ready to take the space SAT. You're too busy trying to sort through the idea that you are literally the only option for him to learn any of this shit. The only one of your kind around. You feel like the frame surrounding your life has shifted, like everything around you zoomed out to the widest angle, and with you a tiny speck in the corner, invisible to the naked eye. Whew, maybe you should sit down. Ah, fuck, you were already sitting down. Maybe you should lie down. You crawl onto the floor, which Galekh probably won't like, but you're too busy having an existential crisis to care. God damn it, that's a lie too! You definitely still care what he thinks of you. It isn't the first time you felt overwhelmed by your situation since you landed. It isn't even the 100th, honestly. It's just that you kind of always had a back pocket assumption that there'd be some way out of this. Sure, you're having fun making friends and allies, assembling a new wardrobe, and picking up weird survival skills. It just hadn't quite hit you that this might be all that was left for you. For real. Is this floor wriggling another one of your alien friendship rituals I just do not grasp the allure of, or are you spontaneously suffering? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to tell the difference. Please stop, whatever this is. You want to answer him, but words feel so far away in this moment. You try to call up how you crashed, or what the ass you were doing in a spaceship to begin with. Are you even a certified astronaut? Do you have an advanced degree? Do you have hands? Your vision blurs and you feel queasy. You need air. A lot of it. You run towards the closest available source. A wide window. Defenestrating yourself is maybe not the best option, but it is the only one you are currently the most emotionally attuned to, so that is what the fuck you do. Luckily, the panes of the window open like French doors, and you're still on the first floor. You spill out without breaking any glass or limbs. Behind you, Galekh hollers. It still feels nice outside. You lay there and breathe in and out and try to pull your shit together. From your prone position, you can see Galekh put one leg up over the windowsill, shake his head, and then pull it back and turn away. He certainly looks fit enough to be able to manage that leap, but of course he wouldn't bother. He should give up on your hot mess of an alien self. You're fine wasting away out here like yesterday's banana peels anyway. You're ready to take a depression nap right then and there when you hear the front door open. Galekh is stomping towards you, flushed and fuming. He looms over you, his large frame quaking with anger. Listen here, you little shoot maggot. I opened my home to you. I have opened my mind to the possibility of understanding you, despite multiple instances of you not offering me the same courtesy. I only wanted to correct your misconceptions about me, and have a chance to exchange some cultural understanding. You have to be the worst ambassador I've ever heard of. No! You sit up and promise that he's been great. The best and smartest friend you've made yet. A great host. Excellent, even. Don't like that Doc Scratch reference. It's not his fault. you're not clicking like you do with other people. If that were true, why did you spend the entire visit acting like a fresh-hatched idiot? At this point, I have to conclude that you are mocking me and my genuine interest in you. There is no other explanation for your behavior. Do not begin to insult me by claiming otherwise. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sneak Cat. Oh. You tried to explain that you were just in your feelings, but he has stopped humoring you. He turns on his heel and stomps back inside. You want to hope that he'll come back. The drive to understand outweighing the drive to be done with your sorry ass, but you know he won't. You drag yourself to your feet and start the slow, lonely walk to somewhere, anywhere else. From the open window, his Lucius cocks his head at you. His Lucius cocks his head to the side and softly bleeps his goodbyes. Bad end. Yeah, the look on Galekh's face. I love these minimalist faces that communicate so much. He's literally just like, what the actual fuck? Alright. Sorry, Sneak Cat. You got the bad end first. Made the wrong darn choice. Alright, 12:45. I think we might actually fucking finish on time for the first time in like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. So, feeding the beast was the wrong choice. Stay on topic. Please ignore him. He'll wander away in a minute. He just wants to get in here and cause problems. You think hard to yourself about this. You really want to go pet the big goat dad, but you want to dish about this guy's love life even more. You've heard something about this situation from the other side, of course, but you really shouldn't let Galekh know that Tagora tells you about their tentative and awkward pitchish flirtation. Unless, you know, it helps you get more friends. So, of course, this whole relationship reveal is why when we see Tagora in his ending in Tirona's route, he's like, did Galekh put you up to this? Because they've got this whole back and forth going on. No! You slap your own cheek to snap yourself out of it. No secret spelling. Galekh leans away from you against the back of his chair. Fuck, you are really not doing anything to change my impression of you. You have an idea, so you cut him off before he can monologue you to death. You tell him that it sounds to you like what's really bothering him, a regular, non-freaky guy, is that he's jealous of your free-spirited friendability. He wants what you've got. He glares at you, his breathing quickening. Ooh, yeah. Wow, that was a voice crack all right. Ooh, yeah. Hit a nerve. I do not want anything of yours. What exactly is it what does you mean by that, though? What is it exactly that you have got? He is not... Never mind, redact that. I reiterate my previous non-covetous stance. Interrupting him has worked pretty well so far, so you try it again. Let's cut the shit, you say. There's no reason for him to hide anything from you. First of all, you already promised to like him no matter what. Secondly, you know what it's like to want to impress someone. And finally, you know all about how to be a huge motherfucking weirdo. So, why doesn't he let you show him how to walk on the wild side? He can take a few pointers from Alternia's biggest freak. You can see the ensuing makeover montage. You can see the ensuing makeover montage already, and you start bouncing a bit in your seat. I have zero interest in... Okay, that won't do. You try one more tactic, telling him you guess he just doesn't mind not knowing shit about how to be a freak. Old Galekh, they'll all say. Smart at how to be boring and a real big dumbass about weird stuff. Ah, I see what you're doing. Unfortunately for me, it will absolutely work. It stands to reason that allowing you to broaden my horizons with your alien ways will only serve to increase my cultural competence. Great! So, what'll it be? Shopping for a new, more casual suit? Or something wilder? Spicy undergarments? Dyeing your hair? Other weirder body mod? Galekh's eyebrows shoot up. That last one sounds interesting. Wow, he's really ready to go whole ass, huh? You weren't expecting that from this guy, but you guess maybe he was waiting for an excuse to try something. That, or he really can't deal with not being Alternia's biggest obnoxious know-it-all. Go big or get cold, as they say. Damn, that probably is what they say. I know, right? Unfortunately for me, it will absolutely work. MSP Reader just totally fucking pinned him on it. Anyway, you can't wait to get this show on the road. You tell him you even know a guy that can probably help him out. Will he be discreet? I am willing to leap into this, but I do need to protect my privacy, of course. Oh, for sure. You mean, like, probably. His brow furrows, either at your continued interruption or your hesitance, so you waste no more time and whip out your palm husk. You pull up the secret gripe profile you got Malik to make so that you could keep in touch and call him up. What's up, Robo-Buddy? You get right to it and tell him you made a new friend who's looking to get a new hole punched in him. Behind you, you hear Galekh choke on his coffee. Artistically, an aesthetic hole. Galekh shrugs weakly, his eyes still wide. Or something similar. Hell yeah. Anything for you, bud. Malik's eyes dart from your face to the room behind you. You're not sure how much he can see through the screen though. My gear equals easy to pack up, so I'll be over soon. I'll bring options. You start to give him directions, but he stops you. Don't worry, I know exactly where you are. Your palm husk equals low jacked. Figured you'd be cool with that. See you soon. Malik hangs up, and you grin at Galekh to reassure him. This sure seems like a manageable situation. He offers you more coffee, which you take because you are a polite guest. Galekh starts ideating in a small leather-bound notebook, so you mostly watch and listen to him explaining the brainstorming process, take sips, and wish the goat would come back. Eventually, you hear soft footsteps approaching. Galekh jumps when Malik opens the baby gate. How did you get in the front door? I hacked it. Galekh's mouth opens and shuts a few times. His eyes dart between your and Malik's matching hoodies. Oh yeah. Galekh seemed huggable? I guess he kind of does. That's a way to put it. Just kidding. Your operation equals pretty low tech for an indigo, unfortunately. Your Lucis let me in. Anyway, I'm Malik. And from behind him, a proud bleating. Hell yes! Galekh looks around and wrings his hands. There's a lot going on all of a sudden. He points at you. You, alien. Hold on to my Lucis. He cannot be unsupervised in here or he will eat everything. As for you, Malik, hello. My name is Galekh Zagisi. Welcome to my hive. Things are not typically so hectic in here. I apologize. That equals not a problem. I heard you want to get freaky. I know, there's the goat! Such a cutie. Galekh tugs at the bottom of his suit jacket, straightening it reflexively. Poor dude. You want to tell him you're proud of him for going so far out of his depth, but he seems to be holding his own here. Plus, the goat really wants to make a snack out of some old paperbacks. You take your job seriously and hold on tight to his neck. Yes, that is correct. I heard you have the tools to help me achieve this. I am open to a wide range of modifications. I will need to be able to hide it easily under clothing, however. My notebook has some sketches. Look only at the last 6 pages. Flip to an unauthorized section and you will lose the privilege of using your eyes ever again. You want to dutifully look and not touch too, but wrangling a big goat is a full-time job. Malik holds up the notebook for you both to see. Wow, Galekh's not a bad artist, actually. Still, you have to kind of turn your head and squint to make it what is going on in a couple of the sketches. You guess there are still a few surprises left for you in the brave new world of troll anatomy, huh? Implication being that he drew pictures of a fucking dick piercing or something? Oh god. This, okay. Fucking... Rev Scarecrow, and he was playing through this part. Because, of course, he's not acquainted with the fandom and doesn't know that tentabulges are the popular headcanon. So, but he was just like, oh, that's a dick piercing, oh my god, that's a dick piercing. And his guess was that troll dicks look like their horns, which made me laugh so hard I had to pause the video because holy fucking shit. Like, you know what? This is it, folks. Like, the reign of the tentabulge has gone on for too long. Tentabulges are out, horn dicks are in. That's just how it's gotta be. Oh my god, that comment fucking killed me. Anyway. Moving on. You point to the sketch you like best with one hand. You point to the sketch you like best with one hand as you scramble to keep a hold of a fistful of wiggly lucis fur with the other. Yeah, I can work with that. Hell yeah, button up. Get some layers off. Galekh flicks his eyes to you and you give him a big supportive thumbs up. You look politely away when he starts taking off his jacket. Instead, you focus on your job. And, oh, you have some pocket snacks. You pull out some mostly not bruised fruit and offer it to Galekh's lucis. He chomps it up readily and calms down a bit. Jeez, can't Galekh afford food for this guy? He eats plenty. He's only being dramatic. Like every single pet. I just gotta, for a second, do this so we can see how fucking weird Galekh's pose is. He's like wide-legged squatting. Galekh doesn't take off his undershirt, but he does roll up the bottom of it before leaning his forearms against the back of one of the chairs, exposing the broad palette of his hips and back. That mood? Oh my god. That's... Yes, actually, I can agree with that. That design does capture an ineffable facet of my core self. Get going on it. Before I change my mind. I assume I do not need to spell out any potential consequences if you stray from the artistic vision, correct? Malek rolls his eyes and pulls out a tattoo gun. It looks mostly how they do on Earth, but with a stripe of greenish, almost biological light. Don't worry, your blood color equals crystal clear. Galekh winces at the first press of the gun to his skin. Or maybe it's lasers? There's a glow happening back there. Rev also made note of the fact that with the way these sprites are positioned, if they had decided to move Malek just a little more to the right, it would look like something completely different was going on here. With the lucis sated, you're free to see what's going on, so you climb into the chair Galekh's leaning against the back of and peer over to watch. So what's the deal with this anyway? Tattoos don't seem much like your vibe. There is no specific reason. I am simply fleshing out my worldly experiences. Intense physical pain, for one, though I am able to bear it. Attaining visceral knowledge of a new kind. He's checking off something from his bucket list, you helpfully add. This is the first bucket joke. I don't believe there have been any or many bucket jokes before this. None immediately come to mind, but here we fucking are. A bucket joke. Galekh flushes bright blue and jerks backwards, screeching like you haven't heard since you first met and traumatized him. Oh boy. You have no idea how, but that was apparently extremely the wrong thing to say. Watch it. You're gonna make me fuck up your ineffable vision. No need to flip your think pan. Gotta do what it takes to find a bucket buddy. I've been there. Galekh stares decidedly into the middle distance as he breathes in and out and repositions himself against the chair. That is extremely not what this is about. I am perfectly capable of fulfilling my propagational duties. Thank you very much for your vote of confidence. This is not a thing I have to do. It is a thing I want to do. There's a significant semantic difference there. If it happens to spark concupiscent interest, so be it. Or deeper conversational interest. Yeah, whatever, I don't judge. You only have the barest grasp on what they're discussing here, but things are starting to click into place. You don't want to embarrass your potential new friend by calling him out on his crush even further, or by implying he can't find anyone to fill a quadrant with. You tell Malik that Galekh is making his decision based on his own personal self-educating journey, and that's all. Yes, that's the heart of it, exactly. Thank you. Galekh smiles at you, and it's crooked and stiff on his face, like he hadn't expected to put it there. You smile back and place your hand on top of his white-knuckled against the back of the chair. He winces in pain only once more before Malik steps back, tilting his head to admire his handiwork. That'll do it. Galekh rolls his shoulders and twists his body around to check his new ink. Satisfied, he turns to extend his hand to Malik. Thank you for your time on such short notice. Would you like to stay to... Malik shakes his hand, but cuts him off there. No thanks, I'm not much for the after party. See you around, Robo-Bud. Nice to tat you, Button-Up. He tosses the gear back in his bag and nods at you both. On his way out, he pats the goat's head, now placid. One new friend is enough for one day, I suppose. Thank you for encouraging me to try something new. It's quite a rush, isn't it? I still do not completely understand you, but your penchant for flinging yourself wholeheartedly into precarious situations is fascinating. That is what you do best. You grin uncontrollably at the compliment. I might try employing that tactic a bit more in my daily life, if it will lead to newer, deeper grasp of the troll condition. As such, I have 2 confessions for you. He takes a deep breath and gets the rest out all in one go. 1. I knew only an elementary amount of information about rainbow drinkers before I met you. And 2. The reason for my frond-tinged jerk reaction at the time was because of my Gorjek-shaped blind spot. It is feelings-based. You graciously do not let on that those are 2 of the most obvious pieces of information you've ever encountered. Galekh clears his throat and thrusts his palm husk towards you. Now that we have taken care of that, take a photo. I can't reach. Observe me admitting these inadequacies with ease. He turns around and you lovingly set up the shot. On his hip bone is a modest rendition of his sign, in indigo of course. It is framed by 2 sprigs of pine crossed under it in a V. The look on his face as he turns back over his shoulder for the camera is the most self-satisfied thing you've ever seen. When you hand Galekh his palm husk back, he fucks with it for a minute, and then it starts buzzing with notification after notification. He looks up at you, a smile creeping into the corner of his mouth. He bites it back like he's not sure what to do with the undefinable happiness he's experiencing. He hates it. Victory. All that so he could fucking post the picture of it online and piss Tagora off. Yes. I know, that was a real cheeky cute kind of ending to that one. Whew. Alright. Credits. Before I forget. Alright, of course, directors Hussey himself, as always. Ash Paulson, Cindy Dominguez, Julian Dominguez, Writers. So we are looking for Tirona and Galekh. So Galekh was Lalo Hunt, and David Turnbull wrote Tirona. And that, of course, and this is, only his second appearance. David Turnbull usually does, of course, the some of the coding and the UI kind of stuff. but he's taken a couple stabs at writing, and oh my god, so fucking good. Tirona's root, especially that good end, was phenomenal. You've recovered. Oh, I'm glad you've recovered. Yeah, that was a really, really cute ending. So David Turnbull was Tirona, and yes, Lalo Hunt, who did Tagora and Tyzias, wrote Galekh. Character artists. So we have Adrian Garcia again, who I am very silly. I had not previously made the connection that Adrian Garcia is the one and only Papers Everywhere on Tumblr. So Adrian Garcia did the character art. Backgrounds were Leland Goodman, who is new to the scene. Again, I'm feeling like I should recognize that name. Okay, I'm gonna Google it 1 second. Turn this off, open Google Chrome. About. Nope, nothing I would recognize the name for, but she's done some other pretty cool stuff, so that's neato. And ending illustrations were also Leland Goodman for Volume 12. Alright, UI design, of course, David Turnbull. Music! So we are looking for Galekh and Tirona. I forgot that he literally named Stelza's theme that. Okay, so we'll look at that next week, which I will explain in a minute how that's gonna go. Yes, so Malik, Tirona, Carefree Princess Berryboo by Alexander Rossetti. I am fairly certain that is an original track, but I wasn't sure whether or not Alexander Rossetti was still doing music for. Okay. Alexander Rossetti, Carefree Princess Berryboo. There's. Oh. No. Why? That's weird. I feel like I kind of recognize that song, but I didn't. Oh. I didn't immediately recognize that song because it is a track off of the Squiddles sing-along album with the lyrics removed. Oh my. Okay, well. What's that quote about things being a heck of a mystery, but damn if it didn't just get solved? That one. Yes. And Galakh's theme, Snow Pollen, is a Toby Fox song from... Son of a fuck, what album is that from? Oh, Snow Pollen. That's what it was called, right? Volume 5. Yeah. So, there was no original music for this one, actually. But, yes. So, yes, Tirona's theme, Carefree Princess Berryboo, Squiddles sing-along with no lyrics. And Galax's theme, Snow Pollen, is a Toby Fox song from Homestuck Volume 5. Game design and UI programming was Mint Chipleaf, because, of course, David Turnbull was busy writing Tirona's route for this one, rather than doing game design and programming. And quality assurance, Sandra Crawford. Ta-da! And then there's all the Creative Commons stuff. So, that's Volume 12. That's the credits. And, indeed, we are done. And it is only 10 after 1. Holy shit. Cannot believe we're actually finishing mostly on time today, which is really good as well, because I also have a test tomorrow. I have an exam. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll do a lot better than the exam that I did today, because I did an exam today, and I went, and I was gonna study yesterday, but like, okay, look, yesterday was a fucking mess, because I had the doctor's appointment, and they were running an hour late, and then they were like, do blood work, and then they sent me over to the fucking hospital across the street. They were like, you need to do this now, and I was like, oh, okay, even though I just had blood work done a week ago, it's fine, I'll just get stabbed again where I have a bruise. Oh, and so I go inside and I couldn't find the blood work, and then I found the blood work, and then the fucking idiot. I have small veins, okay? So sometimes they just, you know, can't find the vein, and then they stab me a bunch of times. And this idiot decided it was a great idea to take blood from the back of my hand, which is very fucking painful. And then it took 2.5 hours to get home. And in all that time, I couldn't study because I didn't have anything to study from with me. And then I went on the bus this morning. I was like, oh, I'll look at my laptop notes. My laptop was dead. I went into that test blind. I have no fucking idea how well I did on it. Hopefully I didn't fail. And that's why tonight I made sure that my laptop was charged and I have notes. Anyway, just a little rant. Oh, Gaming Box 9998. Hello, welcome. I mean, we're signing off soon, but I don't know how long you've been hanging out, but I hope that you have enjoyed what you've been around for. We're just finishing up at the moment. That was just a little life rant. There's a lot happening in my brain. I'm very tired, which is why I'm gonna go to bed now. So, thanks so much for sticking around for Volume 12. So next Tuesday... right, so I'll go over the schedule changes. I'm shifting the schedule a little bit because next week I have the week off school. It's reading week, and so I shuffled a few things around. So rather than Friday, Saturday for Homestuck streams, the first Homestuck stream will be Saturday, the second one will be Sunday. So Saturday night is the next time I will be speaking with you all. Saturday night, same time, same place. Homestuck streams will be starting from page 2, not 2. Why did I read the number 2? 7923, which is shortly before the Arceus Dave Petta reunite flash. Oh, you were here? All right, awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Friendsim today. Yeah, so that's where we're starting with that. We're getting so fucking close to the end, which is why it's probably going to be a little bit of piss off. It's pissing me off a little bit, quite frankly, but I can't stream next weekend. Next weekend's Homestuck streams are canceled because I will be staying overnight at my cousin's, and I will not be able to stream. So we'll have to feel around where exactly we get to this weekend in terms of Homestuck streams. I would bet that we're going to get pretty fucking close to Collide, and then the weekend that I get back is going to be the weekend that we finish the whole thing off, which is super exciting because that is actually the weekend of the exact 1-year anniversary of when I started streaming Homestuck in the first place. So wouldn't that be fucking neato? Yeah, so that's what's up with that. And so this weekend, Saturday, Sunday for Homestuck streams. The following week, Volume 13 will be streamed on Tuesday. because I had the week off school, I jam-packed my days with a bunch of things and did not realize until I went to look at the stream schedule that I had cornered myself into only being able to stream one day that week, and that was Tuesday night. So, Tuesday night it is. So, that is what's up with that. Yes, and YouTube. This is the first video that is going to be going up on YouTube within a week of it being streamed. Or like without any others in between. Actually, the last Galekh and Tirona went up pretty close to the day that it was streamed. But this baby is gonna be going online. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to finally be caught up on all that stuff. And posting current things and not sifting through backlog. So hello, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching this long. Alright, I think that's everything I needed to say. Indeed. So, closing off the evening. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have been wonderful company as always. And, hopefully, I'll be seeing you hanging around Saturday. Good night.